Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and today we're going to be talking again about the new Hearts of Democracy that should be launching tomorrow. But something might be going on where Super Earth might not be the first target, but it could actually be Mars with the training facility being moved. We're going to go over all of that, plus some new stuff that we've learned over the weekend. Also, you might have noticed this is not the same husky I had in yesterday's video. That is correct, this is my dog Lagatha, who also says, if you guys don't like, comment, subscribe, you're not being democratic. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So Helldivers, we are very, very close to the end. Well, at least for the end of New Haven. As most of you are aware, it is under attack, and well, despite our best forces, about 90,000 of us at times, there's just no way we're going to liberate it. It is most likely going to be lost, which begs the question, are they coming for Super Earth, or what's going to happen with that? Well, there's been some theories actually posted around about Mars actually being the first target before they make it to Super Earth. And I mean, well, this does make a little bit of sense. One, Mars is literally right there, and it is a former training ground of the Helldivers. That is right, it is a former training ground of the Helldivers. If you've noticed when you played it in the last week or so, the training has actually been moved from where it was on Mars to an undisclosed planet. You can see it in the background being played right now. It looks a fair bit different, so the big question is, well, are we actually going to get them on Super Earth directly on May 20th, or are we going to have to wait a little bit longer? And to answer that, well, Ironsights gave us a little bit of what to expect. He said, great question, I am unsure. However, there is always the possibility of it being delayed to touch things up. Internally, dates are decided rather impulsively for certain updates. That Sony post has sent a date oddly early where it may not have been fully decided yet. I would expect an update as the Illuminate push much closer to Super Earth. The Illuminate release date, on the other hand, was planned months in advance. One thing to do expect though with this is, well, there are going to be new Leviathan ships. So if you were looking for even more Illuminate enemies to come in with this update, do be expecting that to be the case, as we will have new foes to go against, and then we'll also have like the Thief Troopers and stuff like that on our end. Now, that being said, the invasion of Super Earth from leaked images and data mined files is definitely going to happen. You can go ahead and see right here where it says, so long as even one megacity stands, so does Super Earth. Illuminate fleet strength must be depleted before the last one falls. Speaking of the mega cities, Ironsights actually gave us a list of a bunch of them right here. There's a lot of cool ones. Not all of them though are on Super Earth, which is going to be important. For instance, New Tokyo you would actually think is on Earth. From what I heard, it's actually not on Super Earth. So there's going to be a bunch of them on different planets. In fact, we talked about that in a video the other day about how we will be going to Cyberstand, but there's going to be another one that is also a pretty big impact on the game's future lore. But before we jump into that, because it's going to be what's next after the Illuminate, let's first go off the major piece of evidence that the Super Earth invasion is just around the corner, and it's a Ketta Kelly broadcast. And I want you Helldivers to be aware, it is pretty disheartening to hear what you are about to see, so if you have a weak stomach, you might not want to watch this.
This is Ketta Kelly with an emergency broadcast. Super Earth is under attack. The Illuminates are invading. All citizens are advised to seek shelter immediately. Illuminate forces have launched assaults on each megacity, including Prosperity City itself. Helldiver and SEAF units are engaged in fierce urban fighting on multiple fronts. Superstone Park has been destroyed. VHF Channel 1612 will broadcast up-to-date citizen alerts. This has been Ketta Kelly.
So, well, that is very important to know. Super Earth is under attack. The outcome of this already seems predestined or pre-planned. In fact, we do know from Ironsights that Klendath 2 fully supports city environments, and Klendath 2 is actually going to do more with the Terminids, and I think the cargo vehicle we discussed yesterday with the E710, which is going to be a Terminid like resource that we get from them, the oil basically, is going to be related to that. At least that's my thought process somewhat. And if you're wondering, well, how the Illuminate fiasco is going to end, well, we'll go ahead and play this Ketta Kelly broadcast right here. You keep in mind, this one is a spoiler, so if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch it. But without further ado, let's roll it.
Good evening. I'm Ketta Kelly with momentous, joyous news. We've just received word that Illuminate forces have withdrawn from Super Earth. The defense of Super Earth has succeeded. The battle is won. The valiant Helldivers, aided by SEAF soldiers, have saved our home. Days of vicious fighting have ended with the decimation of the once great Illuminate host, last seen warping out of Super Earth's orbit. Multiple megacities lie in ruins. The death toll of high-classification citizens is still being counted. This victory follows an unimaginable assault on freedom, which will never be forgotten, nor forgiven. The Second Galactic War continues, but today is a day of celebration. The shadow of tyranny has been lifted from our great capital. Freedom shines brightly once more, thanks to the sacrifices of our greatest heroes. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Ketta Kelly. May freedom watch over you, and may freedom watch over the Federation of Super Earth.
So that's everything we can be hopefully getting in the next couple of days, or even tomorrow if the Sony PlayStation leak was actually intentional or unintentional. We'll just have to wait and see. But we're going to go ahead and jump into community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at ThornSmash on Twitter. But without further ado, let's roll it.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on, well, Mars being the first attack, and what do you think will happen with Super Earth in that regards? Also, this dog is really, really heavy. I think she's like 80 pounds. I love you, don't worry. Also, this dog is really, really heavy. I think she's about 80 pounds or so. All that being said, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news and information on Helldivers 2. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.